Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and it is time for championship predictions. Once again, it is round number 21, only a few more rounds, and then we're at the halfway stage for the championship. And we'll be having a look, previewing round 21, and also having a look at what was mildly successful round 20 on the predictions for myself. So, round 20, I got one prediction bob on exactly correct, and that was Preston versus Coventry. And to be honest, once Preston went down to 10 men, I did not expect that one to come in, but there we go. You get to you win some, and for me, you certainly lose some. I had four correct outcomes last midweek as well. Swansea versus Pompey, Saints to beat Albion, Ipswich to beat Stoke, and Bristol City and Leicester to draw. Let's hope for more greens and some more correct predictions. Full stop. This weekend we'll start tonight, where it all kicks off again with West Brom versus Sheffield United at the Hawthorns, and Sheffield United drew in midweek to Norwich at Bramall Lane, but it was all a bit weird because team news dropped and so many changes, and well, a lot of players unavailable to Chris Wilder in midweek. Hopefully, some of them are back from a United perspective. West Brom got decimated and they were done after half an hour, really. St Mary's got done by former player Alan Armstrong, Finn Azaz, and just Leo Cienza, just that sort of attacking lineup for Southampton, which is really firing at the moment. I'm going to go for the away win. I'm going to go for misery for Pyle on Ryan Mason, who is once again really struggling in that role. So I'll go for the away win. I'll go West Brom 1, Sheffield United 2, Friday night to kick us off. Stoke versus Swansea. Talking of bad form, Stoke have lost 5 out of their last 6 games. The one game that they have won in that period was at home against Charlton, where they were 2-0 up after about 5 minutes, and Charlton are struggling a lot themselves. Stoke can probably consider themselves a little bit unlucky in midweek to lose at Ipswich. Tough opposition, and were generally in that game for a lot of it. Swansea back-to-back wins, both at home though, and I don't want to rain on anyone's parade here, but both at home and both against sides in Oxford and Pompey, who kind of struggling and down there alongside Swansea at the moment as well. I'm going to go for the Stoke bounce back, and I think it's going to be hard for Swansea to go there and get something. So I'll go for the Stoke bounce back at the Bet365. I'll go Stoke 1, Swansea 0. Oxford versus Preston is up next, and this is screaming low margin, tight, low scoring. Rowett versus Heckingbottom, and with the week Preston have had, where they've obviously drawn at home to Coventry with 10 men, and then the draw against Wrexham on the weekend, where they were sort of a bit unlucky not to win that and got quite late-ish equaliser. I think a point on the road at Oxford wouldn't be the worst return in the world. Oxford, they got a very valuable point at Blackburn, who sit directly above them, another side where they haven't lost to this season. Oxford, they do need to start winning some games though, sooner rather than later, go on a little bit of a run to really pull themselves away from it. At the moment, just above the relegation line. I'm going to go for the draw. I think it might be a little bit of an unhelpful draw for both sides. Oxford 1, Preston 1, Norwich versus Southampton. Now, I would have given Norwich a little bit more hope in the way of potentially having a bit of a high scoring thriller if Josh Sargent hadn't just been confirmed as not being available for Norwich, which is a massive blow in this one. And with the power Southampton have at the minute, they're ninth and they're motoring up the division. Tom Drekker's got them firing in the forward line. They're scoring loads more goals. They're putting away their chances. Zaz, Armstrong, Cienza, Fellows, all fit and firing. I'm going to go for the away win. I'm going to go for a little bit of a comfortable margin for Southampton as well. I'm going to go Norwich 1, Southampton 3 at Carrow Road. Wrexham versus Watford is up next, and yeah, bit of a weird one from a Watford perspective, because they are obviously utterly dominant against Sheffield Wednesday. The stats reflect that, but failed to get the win. Wrexham lost their first game in a little while away at Hull. They'll be hoping to getting back to winning ways against Watford at the racecourse. And yeah, despite Javi Garcia, been having a pretty decent record since coming back, there's been slight disappointment in some cases in some games. things maybe not fully firing on all cylinders at Vicarage Road. So I will back Wrexham in this one actually and go for the home advantage to prevail. I'll give Wrexham 1, Watford 0. Pompey versus Blackburn at Fratton Park. This feels like a big game for Pompey. Huge game. This feels like a must-win. Really, they sit in the relegation zone. They lost again, 1-0. Failed to score against Swansea, and they're really struggling in front of goal. Blackburn, they got the point against Oxford. Could have won that game, but didn't ultimately. Feels like a must-win for Pompey, but they're struggling so much in front of goal, and I do see Blackburn scoring in this one. So, yeah, I'm going to go for the draw. I'm going to go Pompey 1, Blackburn 1, and disappointment to continue at Fratton Park, but that feels like a big game. If Blackburn can go there and win, really start to worry for Pompey, then wouldn't you? Millwall versus Hull, battle of two teams in the top six, third versus sixth. This would be a playoff semi-final second leg if it was at Millwall. And yeah, decent enough point, I suppose, for Millwall. I mean, 0-0 with 10 to go and then 2 late goals for either side. Kind of a meh. They could have easily won that game if they hadn't conceded from that set piece, I guess. But I'm sure they'll take a point after the some recent run of results they've had, especially pointing away from home. Hull, they've got 2 wins in 3, slowly trying to turn that sort of bad form before around. Going to be difficult to sort of outscore Millwall at the Den, because Millwall are pretty good defensively, generally have been, and tight games, this is what they thrive on. I could see this being a draw, but I'll back Millwall at home, and for them to have a 7-point week and a very, very good week at that. So I'll back the Lions, and I'll go Millwall 2, Hull 1 at the Den. Middlesbrough versus QPR. Kim Hellberg is on fire, and Rob Edwards' departure has, at the moment, helped Middlesbrough. They are 1 point off the 2-point per game mark, 39 points after 20 games. They've got a 4-point gap on third place Ipswich, and they've cut the points gap from Coventry to Coventry from 10 to 5 points in a matter of a couple of games. The Coventry have drawn, just got the 1 point in those last 2 games, but that 4-1 at Hull, seriously impressive, and then a 2-1 win at Charlton isn't easy either. I thought they'd draw that game actually at Charlton. So you've got to back them against the QPR side, who are 7th at the moment, and they have won back-to-back games, and they have won 4 games out of the last 5. They're very streaky, they're very inconsistent. You've got to back Middlesbrough at the moment. They're just very good, and they're showing loads of different sides of their game. They're still pretty okay defensively, but their attacking gameplay is just so much better. So I'm going to back Borough. We've got Borough 2, QPR 1. Next up is the battle of 2 Year 1 parachute teams recently relegated from the Premier League. It is Leicester versus Ipswich at the King Power. This feels big for Martí Cifuentes, I think, because it's a bit of a litmus test as to where Leicester are in their actual sort of capabilities of this season. Are they a top 6 side? Are they a mid-table side as where they are right now? I thought they were okay value for the 2-0 lead, probably maybe not 2-0, but they've got that ability to sucker punch teams, and they went 2-0 up, and really dismal second half against Bristol City, and could have easily lost that game. Actually, Ipswich, they're not playing that particularly well, but they're getting the results, and that's what's important ultimately. It doesn't particularly matter if you're not in full flow at the moment. It's just about getting the results, and if you can get results whilst not playing well in a high density, sort of high volume of games period, even better. I think Leicester are going to make this difficult. I think they've got some star power in there: Bobby Reid, Fatawu, Mavdidi, etc., etc. You don't need to list them all out. Ipswich have got the same, if not better. I'll go for a high-scoring draw at King Power. Can't really separate them at the moment. If this is at Portman Road, I'll probably back Ipswich, but I'll go for the draw. I'll go Leicester 2, Ipswich 2. Coventry versus Bristol City, a local one. This one for me, so we'll be there at the CBS tomorrow, and this should be this could very well be quite chaotic, and a bit of a basketball game and a bit of a shootout. Coventry going to play, Bristol City going to be open, Bristol City going to try and push, and unless it becomes there comes a stage where Coventry have got us pinned in, I don't see us coming into this game with a game plan of sitting in and waiting to hit them on the break. I think we're going to be try and press them and try and nick the ball off them in the middle of the park and try and counter with Mehmeti, Reece, maybe potentially Armstrong, maybe potentially Twine, whoever we've got in those final third, those stacking options. We're going to try and hit them on the break pretty fast. That's going to leave us open. If we go there with a game plan of sitting in and just waiting for those moments to come our way, we're basically asking to get beat because Coventry will break us down. Coventry will score goals, and they've done that all season. I think Coventry will win this game, but I think Bristol are going to be a threat on the counter attack. We might be a typical Bristol game where we miss a few chances and Coventry just take the win in that. I think it's going to be tight, and then Coventry might get a late one, get a goal late on, just to extend the margin of victory. I'm going to go Coventry 3, City 1, but my God, what I do for 3 points at the CBS. Birmingham versus Charlton up next. Another game where two sides coming up from the same division, League One. And Birmingham look a lot better than Charlton at the minute, especially at St Andrews. They look pretty unstoppable. And when you've got that St Andrews crowd on top of you as an away player, supporter, it's really hard. It's going to be really hard for anyone to go there and get anything, let alone Charlton, who at the minute are set 19th. And remember, just a few weeks ago, these guys were really pushing around the playoff positions. They've lost 5 in a row, and they're really struggling. And this one, not a kind game, I'm afraid, for the Addicts. I'm going to go Birmingham. I think Charlton are going to batten down the hatches. They're going to make it really nasty, going to make it really difficult for Birmingham to break them down, but ultimately not offer too much going forward. So I'll go tight, but I'll go Birmingham to win. Maybe a late goal, second half, to win it as well. I'll go Birmingham 1, Charlton 0. Finally, this is on the Monday night, I think, where Sheffield Wednesday play Derby, and Wednesday late goal conceded at Vicarage Road to draw that game. They were so close to a second win of the season. Would that be? And they won at Pompey, didn't they? Wednesday. Yeah, that would have been the second win of the season. So close. 95th minute equaliser for the Hornets. Caveat being Watford did miss a penalty earlier on the game, and etc. etc. Derby, I'm sure the game plan for this game will be no different. They might have some more of the ball, but Sheffield Wednesday in games have tried to dominate positions, just haven't had the quality to sort of do that to fruition, and that might play into Derby's hands quite nicely. Again, I'll go for tight margin of victory, away win. I'll go Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby 1, maybe a goal of a set piece or something. But that is it. Those are my predictions for round 21. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. And yeah, I'll hit the CBS tomorrow in that way, and hopefully is to watch Coventry versus Bristol City. So catch up my matchday vlog when that is out tomorrow. Yeah, predictions in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.